Welcome back, my faithfuls, my traitors, and my beautifully confused villagers who are confidently wrong. You found your way back to the Couch Potato Queens, the podcast where we trust no one, we accuse everyone, and somehow we still get played by a dramatic eyebrow raise. I'm Mackenzie, and tonight we're diving headfirst into the Traitors Season 4, Episode 6, an episode packed with whispered alliances, side eyes sharper than a Scottish wind, and gameplay so messy it deserves its own confession. Joining me in the castle tonight are two of my favorite co-conspirators, Dakota, who clocks the lie faster than Alan Cummings, clocks the dramatic cloak moment, and Joseph, who comes armed with theories, receipts, and the kind of intuition that makes everyone else nervous. So, buckle up. We're breaking down the betrayals, the brain trust failures, and the challenges that exposed a little bit too much, and the choices that had us screaming at the screen like we were personally wronged. So grab your chalice, check your pulse, and remember, in this game, trust is a luxury, and paranoia is the dress code. So let's get into it. Hey, y'all. Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
What did we think?
I think the faithfuls are idiots. I think I was watching Bob the Drag Queen comment on how the traitors are the only people playing as a team that by the game rules play as a team. The faithfuls are not playing as a team. What they forget is they're playing against each other. It is the faithfuls are individuals, and the only person that has realized that and colored me shocked is Johnny fucking Weir. He's the only person in that house that has realized that this is a numbers game. And if we banish a faithful, then they just recruit another one. So I think it was a dumb decision not to take a shield, because you still have to get all of these faithfuls out of the castle just as much as you have to get the traitors out of the castle to get to the end game. Take a shield, cause a murder, advance the plot.
Hi, Dawn. Yeah. Dakota, what did you think of this episode tonight?
I thought it was overall good. I think it was one of my favorite episodes thus far. It went by a lot quicker, but I also have to tell myself the premiere night was 3 episodes and last week was 2 episodes. So only having 1 episode, it was a breeze.
Yeah.
Yep. I liked it overall. I cannot wait for the banquet. I'm super excited for it, but I thought overall it was a good episode. And I normally do not like, my least favorite challenge is the haunted cabin challenge. And the last, 3 seasons, I haven't really liked it. But this season, I did like the whole Ouija board table setup. I did like that.
You didn't like the one with the dolls last season where we got Tom Sandoval doing that?
It was funny. Okay, so I did like last year's, but I was thinking of the one where there was like the worms and the snakes were like falling from the ceiling and they were like trapped. I guess that was season 2. But yeah, this, I would say, okay, last season and this season are my 2 favorite of the cabin challenges, because I normally don't like the cabin challenge.
I'm in full agreement with Dakota, because normally it's just like, this is our fear factor challenge. And this time, yeah, you still had the scary elements. You had like clowns and people in the corner, and you still had the bugs, but they weren't like just putting bugs on you.
Yeah. Wasn't the second season where it was like water in the cabin? It was like flooding or something? Or am I thinking of UK?
That was Celebrity Traitors.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about that watching this episode is like, that's one of the things I do like about the Traitors is that every single season, there's really not any competitions that get copied season. Like, RuPaul's Drag Race, we can pretty much tell you every single episode and, what the challenges are going to be. And and same with Big Brother. You can pretty much clock what the competitions are going to be. But with this, I mean, yeah, it's in the cabin, but it's always something different, and I enjoy that. I also want to give a shout out for Rob. Like, Daddy Rob, this episode is he playing a good game. What y'all think?
Joseph, I know that you are going to be heavily opinionated on this, so let me hear your insight on Rob as a traitor.
I think he's still loyal to Lisa. I think at the end of the day, he can flip his vote back at any time. he's part of that group of 8. So if that group of 8 gets together and says, this is the way we're going, we have the votes, it won't look suspicious if he flips on Colton.
I personally did not think he was going to do well this season. I was like, oh, another pretty boy from a reality love show. But he's actually playing the game really, really well. I don't know if he was a fan of the show prior, but like he's recruiting faithfuls. He's getting close to all them, showing loyalty so that he doesn't have a target on his back. And then what did he do? Instead of voting one of his friends that was obvious that everybody else is going to vote for, he took the chance and voted against one of his fellow traitors. But she already had a target on her back. She had a target on her back last episode when Monet said her name in front of a bunch of people. She had Colton was already saying her name this whole entire episode. So like she already had a target on her back. So like it takes the heat off him in any way voting for her. Like, yeah, he'll have to ask for her forgiveness later on, but the girl already got a target on her back on her own.
Well, and I was thinking about that too. And I was at the beginning, I was like thinking the way you were thinking about it, Dakota. But then I'm like, okay, they only show us things, and Joey has said this a million times, they only show us something if that is going to be something useful on down the line. And for the fact that he sat there and he said, several times, I don't think you're a traitor. I don't think you're a traitor. Or I mean, I think you're faithful to Ron. And, getting looks from the other traitors and just, I don't know, the way they're setting it up, I think, because he also made that, I don't think you're a traitor. I feel like that's going to probably bite him in the ass. I hope I'm wrong because I like watching him and I think he's fun to watch. But I feel like he went so hard in the other direction and went with Lisa. I think they're going to flip that on him. And I don't think Lisa's going to take it lying down. And I think Lisa's going to flip the vote and go after him.
I think Lisa thinks she's a better game player than she is, and she's starting to realize it with all the targets she's getting on her back. Rob was like an underdog in my eyes because he is turning out to be one of the best game players this season. And then we've got our other traitor who I feel like has been late this whole season. Like we're not really seeing much from her. Like she's caught the glance of a couple of people, but I feel like Rob is the one to beat this season.
I think that Lisa, I think when she laid into Colton after the roundtable, I think that's going to quash a lot of the Lisa heat. One of the things she said was like, she's like, do you want me to break a fucking wine glass? Like, it's giving Phaedra, who was able to get the heat off and get Pilot Pete out of the house. Like, I think when she just said, I've been in this business 35 years. I was Lisa Rinna before I was a housewife, and I'll be Lisa fucking Rinna after Housewives is over. And I'm me, and you came in with very biased expectations of what you think housewives are. I think that's going to unify Dorinda around her. She's already got Candace in the turret. And
I think him bringing, I don't mean to cut you off, just so I don't forget. I think telling Dorinda that, oh, I think she's a traitor. Like, you see how she voted for a fellow housewife. That's not, housewife-like. But the problem is he's trying to convince Lisa Rinna might not be a faithful housewife because she's not a housewife anymore. But he's trying to convince other housewives that are notoriously loyal to the franchise that one of the other fellow housewives is a traitor. Like, no, you're not going to get them to turn on Lisa Rinna just because she may have voted out a fellow housewife. Bad judgment on her part. But like, you're not going to get those other housewives. Those housewives are like super, super loyal to the franchise. So,
and Lisa and Dorinda are actually friends. Like, a lot of these housewives aren't friends in real life. Like, they got out of that car and Lisa, and she's like, I'm wearing your lip liner. Like, oh my God, I love you so much. Like, that, if you're going to try and flip Dorinda needs to be the last vote that you go to flip. And you need to come with other people. You don't need to be just like the one person, like worm tongue whispering in her ear, like, she needs to be the last vote that you need. And preferably, you shouldn't need her at all. If you're going to try and get rid of Lisa, you shouldn't even try and broach it. You should go everywhere else first if you're trying to make that move. And I think he panicked and pulled the trigger early. But honestly, I don't think any of the votes for Colton or for Lisa were going anywhere but Ron's way. I think Ron was going pretty much near unanimously. And the only reason either of them got votes is because Ron pulled Ron's funeral out of his ass and was just like, I love you all. Here's a good thing about you. I've learned so much about you. Lisa, you're a consummate professional and you're so nice and kind. And Colton knew, like, oh my God, he is not going home tonight. And he wouldn't have. He went home by one vote. He wouldn't have, but the people split the votes between Colton and Lisa.
Ron is lucky that he lasted as long as he has, because he has been skating by the last like 3 episodes. So like, even if he would have made it through, like there's no way the heat off of him would have went away, because everyone has voted for him unanimously multiple times. Like even if he would have made it one more episode, he would have went home the next episode. Like there's no way that people would just automatically like stop voting for him.
Yeah.
But they found out.
Yeah, I think Colton, I think he made a mistake, putting Lisa Rinna's name out there. And I will say, I feel like it's probably going to be, okay, so who do we think is going to get murdered?
I have no idea. Did you see the fashion?
Yeah.
Did you see the fashion?
Yeah.
Someone touching Lisa's brooch is not going to be unusual with all of the headpieces and all of the feathers. Everyone's going to be touching everybody's outfits.
So,
let me look at this. Let me feel this. This looks wonderful on you. I love this color on you. And like that, her brooch means nothing in that room. I think they told them bring 2 finale outfits and decide, and then sprung this banquet on them and said use one of your finale outfits, because these are like exquisite.
She was brave picking to be the one to wear the brooch, especially with all the heat on her back, especially with it being an open murder. Sorry, I forgot the terminology, but the open murder. So I think it's brave of her to do it, but also there's nobody else like between the other 2 of them that could pull off that brooch. And I guess I glazed over it. So no, she doesn't have to like, oh my God, do you want to try this on? Someone just has to touch it.
Yep.
And then she gets to choose out of all the people that have touched it. She gets to choose who is
first person. First person.
First person to touch it gets murdered. It's the one that dies. So she could be something easily where, at one point she just lets it kind of go to the side and gets crooked. And then it's crooked. And she's like, oh my God, I can't get it. Well, somebody help me fix this. Help me repin it. Or it hits the ground. But I'm thinking it's either going to be Dorinda, or I feel like it might be Johnny or Tara.
I think it may be Colton still. I think Colton is like a gay's gay now. And
yeah, but I think him going towards her or helping her with anything, he would be suspicious. So I don't see him helping her do anything.
Rob literally said, you've got heat on you. I voted for you to like, so it didn't look bad on me and us, but like, you do not need to vote against anybody that voted for you, because it's going to look super suspicious. And they were like, how many people voted? So Colton, of course. And then who else voted that's still there for her? Natalie.
Colton, Natalie, Ron's gone.
But I just don't see anyone that voted against her. I don't see any of them offering to help her with anything. They're going to be suspicious of her. They're probably not going to touch her. They're going to be...
I just don't see her voting. It would be stupid on her part anyway, because that would be someone that voted for her is gone. So that would make her look even more suspicious. I don't think she's that stupid, especially with like what 1/3 of the people at the table voted for her. So like, I think she's going to steer clear, but she's going to go for someone close to that, like someone that voted for.
But John's going to think too, like, how's she going to go? Like, if somebody comes in like, oh my God, that's so cute, and they start touching, she's like, no, don't touch it.
Well,
And then
only
I'll
two
say,
people are there that voted for her, Colton and Natalie, because the others were Ron and Rob. And Rob's a traitor, so she can't murder him. And Ron's gone. So it's either Colton or Natalie, and the only two she has to steer clear of. She's pretty much got the entire castle at her disposal, except for Colton and Natalie.
You know what? She might go for a housewife because they're not gonna. They're like, oh, housewife doesn't. Well, no, she already voted for Portia, so like they already know.
Lisa, Eric, Natalie, Rob, and Ron.
Oh, Eric. She could go for Eric because no one cares about Eric right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I do. He's actually.
You think though, because Johnny's such a queen, do you think she would do Johnny?
No, because she's Lisa fucking Rinna, and like she's queen of the gays. Like literally, she's not gonna touch a gay.
Thank you, Don. Exactly what I was saying. I don't think Colton would even touch her brooch. I don't think Colton would touch anything on her at this point. I think he's just too suspicious.
No, it says that it has to touch them. I believe.
I thought it was the first person to touch the brooch.
So she would
touch the brooch.
So they either have to touch it or she has to take it off and like graze it across them or something.
I feel like somebody. I don't feel like it can be somebody that she hugs and it touches against them. I feel like somebody has to actually touch it.
Might very well chuck it at someone.
The way that I took it, because I glazed over it, was that she has to physically someone has to physically hold it, or someone oh my gosh, can I try this on? Or oh yeah, and put it on them. Oh, you can wear my brooch the rest of the night.
If she chucked it and then the person that she hit with it died, everyone's going to be suspicious of her.
I mean, yeah, but they're also saying she's being inauthentic, and her most well-known moment in Housewives is her breaking that wine glass.
Sophie Dovey said, "Did we see the House of Villains season 3 trailer?" I did. It's going to look very interesting. And then said, Mark talked. I forgot he was a part of the season. And then says that she better not pick Johnny. He also said not to touch anything. He's very aware.
He said don't touch anything on the table. I think these players overthink what's on the table, and they don't realize that the murder weapon's been brought to the table. It wasn't already on the table. I think a lot of these people don't know that it's a murder in plain sight, because I think a lot of these people haven't even seen the show.
I don't think we've had this is the second or third murder in plain sight that we've had this season. Is this a third?
Second this season.
Second. So did they have that many in past seasons? I only remember it popping up once per season.
They started doing 2 in Celebrity Traitors UK, and it worked really well. So I think they filmed Celebrity Traitors first, and in the same castle at the same production company. They went, okay, well, 2 felt right, so we're going to try 2 in the UK, or we'll try 1 in the UK version and then 2 in the US version, and we'll see which works better. And I think they figured out that the second Murder in Plain Sight worked better for the pacing of the show.
I looked at the articles about the tonight's episode, and all of them are saying that the first faithful to touch Lisa's brooch on her outfit will be murdered.
Okay.
Well, if you throw it to someone and they grab it, it's in their hand.
No, but think about it. If I threw something at Dakota and she grabbed it, and then the next day she died, would you not be very suspicious of me? Well, Mackenzie threw something at her and she caught it.
They did a damn conga line for the last Murder in Plain Sight. I don't know what these people are thinking.
Well, no, but nobody that was a part of the conga line got killed.
Oh, that's true. You're right.
Yeah.
Rob didn't join the conga line.
Yeah, because he was in the other room talking. So
it still boggles my mind that there were 4 people in the room and only one of them was a traitor, that he said, oh, there's going to be a murder in plain sight. And those other 2 or 3 people that were in the room with him that weren't a traitor have not said anything about, oh my gosh, there's only a couple of us in the room. There's going to be a murder in plain sight. And then he dies that same night. So I don't know how those other 2 or 3 people that were in the room didn't put 2 and 2 together and try to figure out who the traitor was. It's
one of them was Tiffany and she's gone. and I don't remember who the other two were, but one of them was Tiffany, and they got rid of her.
Yeah. Who do you think is in trouble? Who's going to, if they survive the murder, who do you think is going to be the next step for banishment?
It's definitely going to be, they've gotten Ron out because his name's been on everyone's mouth for the last 3 or 4 episodes. It's definitely going to be Colton because Colton's name has came up the last 2 episodes that we know, and it's been getting heavier each time. I think Lisa Rinna, the people that voted for her last time are probably going to vote for her again this time. So I would say it's going to be 1/3 Lisa Rinna, 1/3 Colton, and then 1/3 maybe like Jam Jam.
I think you're right. Jam Jam is, the heat's there, but no one's applying it yet. I think what they've done, remember how I always said they don't put something out there if it's not going to pay off? Johnny has repeatedly talked about this group of 8 to control the table, and it didn't pay off this episode. All 8 of those people are still here. I think Johnny is going to start the first real Traitors alliance since Sandra picked up the Housewives. That's how Sandra ran the roundtables in season 2, and it's why she was murdered last. It's because Phaedra kept her safe that whole game.
I think so too, and it usually takes, from past seasons, it takes like at least 2 episodes to gain traction for everybody to start voting together. So I think he's like getting the morale up right now, but like it's probably going to take if he's here, it's going to take another episode or 2 before he gets all those people to vote for the same person.
And 2 of those people are traitors, so they can protect that whole group.
Sophie Duffy said Colton is a much worse version of Pilot Pete, and also said, I feel like Colton could be murdered or banished. Yeah, I agree with what you're saying, Joey. I think that we're going to see that alliance pan out because, I mean, otherwise there's no reason for them to tell us about that, especially when it didn't pan out in tonight's episode. And I thought they were all going to go for Colton, but I think Ron just successfully gave himself a brilliant funeral to make everybody just be like, okay, yeah, let's just go ahead and do him, and I feel like that's why it didn't successfully go through, because so many of them changed their vote, and then they were like, oh well, let's just. But I feel like Colton is going to be on everyone's lips moving forward, and especially how he and Lisa may be able to wriggle out of it because everyone's accusing him and saying he's like a puppet master and he keeps popping up all of these names. Well, here's another name that he's popping up.
Yeah, and even if he's banished and they go, oh, well, he's faithful, they're not all going to turn and go, well, that means we need to go and concentrate on Lisa, because they're not idiots. I mean, it is the correct decision, but it would also be the dumbest decision they would make, because why would you listen to someone who threw out the names of half the people in the castle rather than someone who's actually looking at stuff? Like Eric has thrown out exactly one name ever. He was wrong.
I'm wondering if Dorinda is not going to play a part in that at some part, some way. But that's why, like, we're at that point where it's about time for a traitor to be knocked off. Because if we look at every other season that we've had of the game, around this point is when we lose a traitor. And I think the obvious setup is for it to be Lisa. But when they showed Rob's comment to Ron to say, I just don't think you're the traitor, and Colton, I trust you, I don't think you're the traitor either. And then he made that, I forgot what exactly he said, but at the votes he said, yeah, told you, or something. I forgot how he worded it, but he made a little comment. And when he made that comment, I was like, oh, they're kind of setting him up to be the fall guy very soon.
I think Lisa Rinna is going to be the traitor to leave first. I think she's going to be booted out in probably the next 2 episodes. And I think Johnny Weir is going to unite the faithfuls. And I think that Rob is going to be the traitor that controls the faithfuls. Like he's going to.
Candace is also in that alliance too.
Yeah.
I'm underestimating. She's been so low key this whole time. I think that's why I haven't really, she just hasn't been on my radar with the Traitors. Like, it's been Rob and Lisa Rinna. Lisa Rinna's causing the most amount of chaos and putting the most amount of eyes on her. Some intentionally and unintentionally, but then Rob is just like playing a real game. I didn't know how it was going to go at the round table, but I'm like, okay, like it's going kind of in his favor at this point. So we shall see.
He's playing that Carolyn game.
Who's a traitor very soon, and I feel like there's going to be a recruitment. And I'm honestly like, with how they've been playing things up with Johnny, and he's been getting a lot of screen time recently, you know, with things, especially leading up. I feel like he would be the perfect person to recruit as a traitor because everyone already thinks that he's a super faithful, you know.
And he would absolutely.
Said, people online have been hating on Colton hard this week. Yeah, they have.
If they recruit Johnny Weir as a traitor, he ain't gonna know what to do with himself. He has the biggest crush on Alabama Rob. Remember last episode when he like Rob walked by in his overalls and Johnny Weir's like sitting in the middle and he's like, oh, good Lord, I just can't contain myself.
Can you blame him?
I mean,
no,
I could.
He's nice too. He's genuinely nice to these people. Normally, with like this archetype, you like have a Pilot Pete or a Colton, and they're also kind of a bit of a douchebag, like Dylan Efron. A little bit nice, but also kind of gives frat boy douchebag vibes. Rob doesn't give you that. Rob gives you nice guy, charming vibes.
It's like pretty boy that may or may not have been in sports that was popular because of the way he looked, but was also nice to everybody. It's giving that.
It's also giving everyone's had his dick. It's giving very much that.
Oh, you think him and Lisa Rinna are bumping uglies the way they've been?
No,
they're all.
Harry Hamlin would murder him.
Oh Lord.
He would really.
I bet everybody in that house is trying to bump uglies with Rob. Wouldn't you? Well, you're married. Wouldn't you, Joey?
That's a rhetorical question, right?
Like he whips it out and says, "Suck it for daddy."
No, I don't do anyone that asks me to call them daddy. No.
He also likes more like.
Well, that was all for Joseph.
Joseph also has a type, and usually the femboy twink is more his.
How dare you? I feel very.
Did we or did we not talk about this like last episode after the live?
I feel very attacked, and you're not wrong.
No,
and I don't. It's not that I'm solely attracted to them; it's that they are attracted to me. I am the twink whisperer.
Same, boo.
Okay, let's give Rob. Well, we already know Rob is fully smooth and shaven, but let's give Rob like a little bit of mascara and a little bit of like chapstick on those lips. And
well, that was it for Dakota. She's no longer
a little bit and a little bit of hair gel, and he's like right up Joey's alley.
He's up my alley right now because I used to have like a thing for. I lived behind a frat house for fuck's sake. Like I know like I had a type.
Mackenzie could not live behind a frat house because Mackenzie would
they'd have to rename it to Ground Zero, and I'm talking about Mackenzie, not the frat house.
Yeah, I would get in a lot of trouble at a frat house.
Mackenzie can count how many guys she's been with on a calculator.
Can I?
No, I think she's got to use like an abacus. She's got to slide them beads.
Yeah, and we're in the thousands on the beads. So we if you have to make a prediction right now, Joey, Traitors or Faithfuls, who's winning this season?
Oh, Traitors. This is a Traitor season. And it's probably Rob or Candace.
What do you think, Dakota?
Unfortunately, I am a faithful girl, but unfortunately, I'm gonna have to go with the Traitors. Rob is playing a really good game this season, and he is recruiting faithfuls as we speak with all the relationships that he's building with people. Plus, he's just likable anyway. So I feel like he's probably him or Candace are going to make it to the very end, or both of them are going to make it to the very end, and everyone's going to be like, everybody here is a faithful. And I do think that they're going to recruit another traitor, but that traitor's not going to last long. But I do think that Rob and Candace are going to make it to the very end.
I will also clarify. Last season, we spent half the season going, oh, Danielle's gone next week. Oh, Danielle's gone next week. And she made it all the way until the second to last roundtable. So I have no idea what's going to happen. And the editing is really good on this show, not hiding who the suspects are, but they definitely hide well who's going home.
I'm just gonna say it like Lisa Rinna's going home in the next 2 episodes. I can already, the writing's on the wall. It doesn't really matter what she does or what people get thrown out. I think she's already on people's radar, and it's just, we've seen it. Everybody that comes on the radar never goes back off. It just keeps getting heavier and heavier. So she's gonna go out in the next 2, maybe 3, but the next 2 episodes, I would say. Lisa Rinna's.
I agree with you, but I disagree with you. I feel like a traitor's about to go, but I feel like it's going to be Rob because of the way they've set things up with this episode. I feel like she is going to have a burn her saddle that he went for her and put her name down, and she's going to do everything to crucify him on the cross. And I feel like she's probably going to be successful because they never go for the obvious, ever. Like we said last year time, like, look how far Danielle made it, and everyone knew that she was a traitor. So I feel like Lisa is such an obvious choice for some of them that they may try to go other direction. I feel like she'll make it to the end at least, or close to the end.
I think Colton was smart trying to get a traitor angel, but when you're trying to get a traitor angel, you don't come out and tell them, I think you're a traitor and I'm looking for you to take care of me like you're my fucking sugar mama. Like last year, Brittany 100% knew Danielle was a traitor. And she was like that with her. She never once said, hey, by the way, I think you're a traitor. But please don't kill me up in the turret. That was the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen on the Traitors.
But wasn't that because they had that past with Survivor where she had been voted off wrongly, like both times that she was on there by the same person? Wasn't that the case though?
No, Brittany. No, that was Tony. Brittany sent Danielle into the hamster wheel of doom that we all hate for taking out 2 Big Brother legends now. Rachel Riley and Danielle Reyes. Brittany could have picked anyone to go into the hamster wheel of doom with 2.5 minutes on the clock, and she chose Danielle instead of choosing someone like Taylor Hale. She could have chosen I think anyone. No, she could have chosen anyone but Nicole Franzel.
So,
or anyone that had already went before her.
I guess I was thinking of somebody else. I thought it was like Danielle and one other girl ended up getting an alliance during the Traitors because they originally didn't trust each other because of their past with Survivor and that she had been stabbed in the back twice by the same person. But maybe it was like Danielle and somebody else.
Danielle's only played Big Brother, but last year, I think, I don't know, who was it? Who was the other Survivor player that voted off Tony last season? I think it was someone who, it was Rob, Boston Rob. He got rid of Tony Blahos. And he stabbed Tony in the back a couple times.
Okay.
Miranda said, I'm excited for the civilian version of the show. Same. I want some people that are wanting their reality TV moments and just ready to go out there and just show their fucking ass.
Oh, yeah. The Canadians do it well because the Canadians have kept the season 1 formatting of half civilians, half reality stars. but they're not doing what the British people do, which is they pick the faithfulest of the faithful, the people who are going to fall on their sword for the cause of the faithful. No, Americans and Canadians, we remember that it doesn't matter if Team Faithful wins if I'm not sitting there at that fire. I don't give a fuck who wins if it is not me. If I'm not there, I'm not following on sort of Team Faithful. I'm just going to stay with them as long as possible.
Don says that Colton is straight up a terrible player. 1,000,000,000% agree. He is a fucking idiot.
I think that Colton is not the best player, but I think Colton, a lot of people already are biased with Colton because of his past, and they're not letting bygones be bygones because that happened how many years ago? And what are we? We do not use something against someone that happened years and years and years ago, especially if they've apologized for it and made amends. Like, I think a lot of people are biased because of Colton's past before the show. So I think that's why there's so much animosity going towards him. But again, he is not the best player. We have witnessed that this episode, especially with him pulling Lisa Rinna to the side, which was a mistake anyway. But I think...
Oh, can we talk about that? That has got to be the dumbest fucking game move of Traitors fucking history.
I just said
go to the person that you think is the traitor and be like, I know that you're the traitor, but I'll keep you safe if you keep me safe. How?
There are ways to say that without actually saying it, which would have worked better. You can say it without saying it. And he just, all subtlety goes out the window.
Miranda said, I agree, Dakota. Dawn also says, agreed. Yeah.
I mean, other than someone who would straight up like just say, vote me out so that you can prove that I am not a traitor, so you'll go after this person next. That would be that's also a dumb type move, and I've seen that in civilian versions of the Traitors, but never on a celebrity version would we see anything like that.
I think because I've never watched, Joseph has been watching the civilian version and the celebrity version of the Traitors in the UK. I have not watched those yet. I've only watched the American version, which is technically a celebrity version, except for the first season. That was, I guess they were testing the waters.
That was weird.
A civilian version in the US would be really good because you don't have any way of you don't have anywhere of like voting on someone or judging someone based on if you like them or their personality, because you don't know who any of them are. They're literally just a stranger.
They latch onto careers. Anyone who's a lawyer is out. Anyone who is a writer of any kind, out, banished, done. Like they find a prejudice that they have against particularly the smart people. Yeah. And they get rid of them very quickly.
And then we have issues with, like, if you look at like what season 1 was, where it was, half civilians, half celebrities. The civilians got so fucking butthurt that the people were actually playing the game because they're like, well, I really needed this money, because the celebrities are not there for the money. They are there for the 5 minutes of fame because they know the real money is going to come from everything that's going to come after that.
Yeah.
And, so many people got so butthurt, and I don't know. I mean, I don't blame them. I probably would have been too, but at the same time, you have to then change your thinking, Yeah.
The real money comes from the stipend. Traitors pays a great stipend, and that's why people don't leak anything. It's why you see talent like Dorinda, even though she was eliminated first and felt so wronged, coming right back. Like, the money is from doing the show, not winning the show. Like, winning the show is a side benefit. You get free exposure and you get a reality TV paycheck. House of Villains, same thing.
Plus the press tour that you go on with the show.
Oh, yeah.
Sophie asks, is there a chance the Traitors don't win the season? I mean, there's always a chance. The only chance I see is because again, like we said, they only show things for a reason. And, we've had this whole thing about Tara and Johnny being BFFs in real life, but not really talking about it in the game. And then him trying to do this, alliance of 8 that does have 2 traitors in it. But I could see where maybe Tara and Johnny start coming on to who is traitors, but cozying up to them and saying, hi, I want to do a final 3 or 4. You're the only people I trust. And then getting in their head so they don't vote for them or they don't kill them and make it to the end. Like, that's the only way, but it's got to be someone that is a faithful catches on to who's the traitors and they cozy up to them and like, let's work together to make sure that we get to the end together because you're the only people I trust.
Yeah, there's 3. You're exactly right. There's 3 reasons they keep showing this. It's A, one of them betrays the other and writes the other one's name down, and it becomes as a big shocker moment. 2 is exactly what you said. They form this big alliance and they go to the end together and perhaps win, perhaps don't, but they go to the end together. 3 is the one that I don't think is likely, and it's that they either kill Johnny or Tara, and the other one just goes on a tear and gets a traitor out.
Yep. All right. Well, y'all got anything else y'all want to talk about?
Nothing except that we are ready for the next episode. I think I'm pretty sure that this banquet is going to get pretty juicy. I want to see all the outfits, the glam. I want to see everything that goes on at this. I'm super excited for it.
Alan keeps hyping it up. He keeps saying that it's the best thing that he's ever done associated with the Traitors. And they've done a lot of really cool stuff, so I'm actually really excited about it.
And right now, the only option to this is I need to take Ron off because he was banished. And then that puts V on the same level as you two, where they have 2 people that have been out, and I've still got 3. But, I'm feeling confident with Johnny, Johnny for the win.
It's so crazy. I have a traitor and a housewife, and then I've also got so I got a traitor, and then I've got 3 faithfuls. One of the faithfuls is a housewife, and then we got one of the traitors that voted for another traitor, and then we've got one of mine that voted for Lisa Rinna, so a traitor, and then my other one who is on the fence. She's just like confused looking around the room, so I'm anxious to see.
That's the funny thing about this game is for gamers, this is a very hard game for them to latch onto and really understand.
There's been exactly one that has done it, and it's Suri.
Yeah.
That's it.
Isn't the Traitors essentially it's based on 2 different games, Clue and what was the other one?
Werewolf.
Yeah. Yep.
Right.
So really quickly, Dakota, since you were not able to join us the other night, what's your thoughts on the last episode of Drag Race? Have you watched it yet?
No.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, I'm a little late. I was really, really busy last weekend, and I've actually been busy this whole week. So I have not watched the latest episode. So I've got to not only between tonight and this Sunday, I've got to watch last week's episode and this week's episode that comes out tomorrow before the filming Sunday.
Dawn said, I wanted the banquet tonight. Same.
And I think they paced it out so that we would get the banquet in week 4. That's why they dropped a second episode last week, because they're like, okay, well, we're going to adjust the number of episodes we release for pacing. And we want to get to this as soon as possible, but not too soon.
And so just an FYI, while we've got people here, we may or may not be here Sunday night because I am visiting some friends in Tennessee, and there's going to be an ice storm here over the next 48 hours. So I may have internet and I may not. So if I do, we'll be here. If I don't, maybe Monday night, maybe Tuesday night. But we will be here as soon as power happens and blah, 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 blah. And
did you want to move it to, I was just now thinking about it. Or no, it's not this weekend, so no. But did you want to move it to like Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening early, or did you just want to move it to Monday just to be safe?
Probably. Well, I'll just wait and see kind of like how the weather plays out. Because I mean, it could be I could have no power starting tomorrow. I could have power all the way up until it's time for me to leave. So we'll see.
Saturday's supposed to be the worst of it. I think maybe Monday. If we do move it, it'll end up being Monday.
And if you're on the path of this big ass fucking ice snowstorm, if you're anywhere from New Mexico all the way up to Michigan, Michigan all the way over to where is it, Pennsylvania? Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I'm not worried about the northern states because they have the means and the machinery and everything to like deal with the snow and the ice because it's normal for them. I'm really
you in the South, honey. You've got Rob.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. I'm like worried more about the southern states because we don't have the means and like we don't have the salt. We don't have the snow blowers. We don't have the machines.
Like RuPaul said in Tu Wong Fu, oh, I will strap him to my tires. Yes, honey.
Dakota and I live in milk and bread land right now.
Joke's on them. I don't drink milk or eat bread.
She lives on nut.
No, girl. I drink almond milk and
like I said, nut.
I eat almond wraps and keto bread, so I'm good.
All right, y'all. Well, that I think is going to do it for us tonight. Joseph, where can people follow you on social media?
You can follow me at Nosferatu225, where immediately after this episode, I will be tweeting some thoughts, and I will be defending Lisa Rinna against the masses.
Dakota, where can everyone follow you at?
On all social media, on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. I don't post on TikTok or YouTube yet, but you can follow me on like Instagram and Facebook. But it's same handle. It's Dakota Rain across all platforms. I'm there.
And if you go and look at her story on TikTok, you will see where she started her very first TikTok.
Gosh, my nail tech was like, "Oh my gosh, let's do a transition video." I was like, "Okay, I don't know what that means." And she's like, "Oh, well, you have to be in it. You have to do like a dance or something." I was like, "Me? Dance? I'm stiff as a board. I'm built like a capital P." Like, so we thought I had.
There we go.
Yeah. Oh, because I got my nails because I get my nails done every month, and I got Valentine's Day nails. Dude, my fingers look so bony and white in this lighting. Woo! Mama.
And y'all can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Kinsey_reality. And you can also follow the Couch Potato Queens on Twitter at Couch Potato QWNZ, Instagram, Couch Potato Queens. You can also subscribe to our channel on YouTube. That helps us out so much. Like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you can be notified every time that we go live. You can also visit our website at www.couchpotatoqueens.com, and you can find out more about each one of us. We've got a little profile on there, and we also have links to all of the different shows that we do. If you have content or if you want to collaborate with us, you can email us at info@couchpotatoqueens.com.
And if you do digging, you can find Mackenzie's sex tape on Pornhub.com. You're welcome.
You can. It's not very hard. And there's multiple on there. Happy hunting. Hope you're not wearing anything new because your glasses might shatter, honey. Hi, Logan. Nice to see you too. Dawn said, thanks, Queen. Stay safe, everyone. And Sovidovi says that The Simpsons predicted that storm. And with that, that was another episode survived. And we will be back here sometime this next week to talk about RuPaul's Drag Race Season 18, Episode 5?
Yes.
4? 5?
4.
2?
4.
What? Did you say 4?
4.
Yeah, 4. And then we will be back here next Thursday night, same time, same place, to discuss the Traitors season 4, episode 7, and the bloodbath of the banquet. So thank you so much, Tater Tots, for watching and listening and spiraling along with us. If you joined this recap, make sure to hit that like button, comment and subscribe, and share with someone, and you will absolutely get banished first for doing that. Let us know in the comments who you think is playing the best game and who's lying through their teeth and who is one bad decision away from a dramatic torch walk of shame. Until next time, keep your alliances tight, keep your enemies closer, and remember to always wear your crowns. Bye, y'all.